Hello and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Justina. I'm a Western astrologer and a mindset coach. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back and thank you for joining me today. So here today, I'm going to talk about the energies of the upcoming days. And this is a general horoscope from the 10th of June until the 16th of June. So welcome. This is a very intense week. We've got a few challenging squares, but also a Cazimi conjunction between the Sun and Mercury, also called a superior conjunction, a very important alignment between the Sun and Mercury in Mercury's cycle. So stay with me and let's explore what the stars have in store for us in the upcoming days. All right, so between the 10th and the 12th of June, so that's Monday to Wednesday, we've got Mars in Taurus square Pluto in Aquarius. And this aspect carries a very significant implication for our assertiveness, courage, drive, transformative energies as well. Now, the square aspect can create a dynamic tension between that firm and determined nature of Mars in Taurus, fixed energy, and intense transformative influence of Pluto in Aquarius, also fixed energy. So under the influence of these energies, we may face a certain degree of challenges or obstacles or power struggles, so especially related to our desires, actions, our ambitions. Mars in Taurus tendency towards persistence and practicality, and also that deliberate approach to achieving our goals, objectives, may clash with that energy of Pluto and Aquarius, where the emphasis is on deep transformation, unconventional power dynamics, or perhaps that drive for a radical change. So here this tension can manifest as confrontations or perhaps a sense of internal and external conflict as we try to navigate our assertive energies, and at the same time as we try to confront those transformative forces. Now, additionally, there might be also a heightened awareness of power dynamics in our interactions with others, as well as any potential for intense energy directed towards achieving our goals. Now, by using that determined and driven energy of Mars in Taurus and that transformative, intense power of Pluto in Aquarius, we can overcome this energetical blend with determination, willpower, and this can generally lead to a really great positive changes and a transformation. So here this square will especially impact those who have any important placements at those very, very initial degrees of the fixed signs, especially we've got Aquarius and Taurus, that's where these energies are activated, but also a Leo and Scorpio. Alternatively, those born in the initial days of Taurus season or Aquarius season will also be very strongly influenced. So here Mars and Pluto square will give us this amazing opportunity for personal growth as we release old ways of being, old ways of doing things, and as we adapt to the change. Now, moving forward, on the 12th of June, Mercury in Gemini will square Saturn in Pisces, and this influence will be especially strong between the 11th of June and the 13th. Now, this aspect is activating the 19th degree of Gemini and the 19th degree of Pisces. So the second decan, have a look if you have any placement around these degrees. This will be, here again, very significant. Here with Mercury squaring Saturn, this energy will impact our communication, our mental energy, but also our decision-making process. When Mercury squares Saturn, this generally creates a very dynamic tension between that quick-witted and versatile nature of Mercury in Gemini and the structured and disciplined influence of Saturn in Pisces. And under this planetary alignment, we may face some obstacles, limitations when it comes to expressing ourselves confidently, effectively. It can also affect how we process information or how we make our decisions or important decisions. Mercury's inclination towards agile thinking, adaptability, intellectual curiosity may clash temporarily with Saturn in Pisces' emphasis on practicality, discipline, responsibility, maybe a more disciplined also approach to communication, understanding, and awareness. Now, this tension here between Mercury and Saturn can manifest in difficulties in how we articulate our thoughts. And this can also mean delays when it comes to transportation as well. So make sure that you also check your buses, coaches, whatever it is, if you're going to be traveling, make sure that you are aware of what's happening on these days. Now, when Mercury squares Saturn, we can also develop a tendency towards self-criticism. Some of us might also experience a sense of mental heaviness. Now, the best way to deal with these energies is to generally accept and welcome the disciplined nature of Saturn in Pisces and the intellectual talent of Mercury in Gemini, because this can really help us to navigate the energies of these early days of this brand new week. Now, during this time, it's also a great opportunity for redefining your plans, your goals, your ideas, in order to ensure that they are well structured, that they are thoroughly considered. Now, while challenges may arise during this time, this transit also encourages growth, maturity. It generally pushes us to confront and overcome any limitations, any limiting thoughts, beliefs, for example, that there might be present. Now, the highlight of the week is, of course, the Cazimi between Sun and Mercury at 24 degrees of Gemini, also called the superior conjunction, which I have briefly covered during Mercury in Gemini video a couple of weeks ago. So this is an important alignment between the Sun and Mercury because in a few weeks, Mercury will become visible. It's a harmonious energy, harmonious blend of that solar vitality, mercurial intellect. Now, under Mercury Cazimi, we can expect an increased clarity, mental clarity, and strong ability to share our thoughts, ideas, to express ourselves more eloquently, more confidently as well. And generally, this alignment increases mental activity. You might have this strong desire for exploring new ideas, for starting new hobbies, interests. It's a great time for brainstorming as well, for perhaps working on business plans and for exchanging ideas with others, for having debates. It's a really powerful energy and generally a period for intellectual efforts, for interpersonal interactions, for self-expression as well. So lots of vibrant energy here that gives us that mental clarity that we may lack in the initial days of this week. So that's on the 14th. Now, Mercury Cazimi occurs when the Mercury is within 17 minutes from the Sun. Any further than that, Mercury becomes combust, weak, and overpowered by the energy of the Sun. Here at the bottom of this screen, you will find the exact time when this Cazimi will occur. And during this time, really pay attention to your intuition, and because you might come up with some really interesting ideas, or perhaps an idea for your next project or a goal. And make sure you convert the time to your local time. Now, finally, on the 16th, 17th of June, we've got Venus and Neptune square. Venus will be in Gemini at 29 degrees, and it will square Neptune in Pisces at 29 degrees as well. So just before Venus moves into Cancer, it will form that tight connection with Neptune. And this can generally bring some really significant implications for our relationships, emotional experiences, but also our artistic expressions, for example. Here, this square generally creates a very dynamic tension between harmonious and communicative qualities of Venus in Gemini and dreamy, idealistic influence of Neptune in Pisces. And under the influence of these energies, we may experience challenges and maybe even conflicts or tension in matters connected to love, relationships, creativity, art, self-expression in a creative sense. Venus in Gemini's tendency towards lightheartedness, versatility, intellectual stimulation may temporarily clash with Neptune in Pisces' ethereal, romantic, and idealistic tendencies. And this tension can generally manifest as confusion, misunderstandings, or perhaps some unrealistic expectations we may have in our love life, in our interactions with others. And additionally, this aspect may also bring strong sensitivity to matters related to art, creativity. Something essential to keep in mind is to generally to navigate these energies with clarity, with understandings, because there is a potential for illusion, confusion, escapism, emotional vulnerability. So overall, Venus in Gemini square Neptune in Pisces truly encourages us to approach our love life, our relationships, our creative projects, creative work with honesty, with willingness, generally to distinguish between reality and illusion, because this can really help us to gain a deeper understanding of the complexities ingrained in matters of love, beauty, artistic expression during this time. So really interesting end to the week. The beginning is slightly harder, but as we move forward, the energies change. Venus in a square Neptune, even though it's a square, but these are not challenging energies, and I think it's basically with Venus, and it generally can overcloud our judgment here. I think that Neptunian energy with a square to Venus. So it's really important to keep these energies in mind and remember to distinguish the reality from the illusion. But other than that, thank you very much. I wish you a pleasant week, and until the next time, bye for now.